Hi guys, this is Kim from Hold It Art and Accessories. Welcome to my channel. Today's painting is going to be a blob painting. The colors I'm using are Cadmium Yellow by Liquitex. This is Pthalo Blue by Artist Loft mixed with some Blue Pearl by Master's Touch. A pink Brilliant Purple, by Liquitex, and then this is the Pink Purple by Master's Touch. The green background is my own mix of Artist Loft White with about an ounce of Jade Shimmer from Full Cart, and then a little dab of Pearl Green from Master's Touch. The background ratio of paint to medium is about 1 to 2 or 3. I had to cover a dark gray canvas, so I wanted it to be a little thicker and very opaque. So I ordered this little vinyl decal off eBay, and I didn't pay too close attention to the size of the decal, so I'm trying to make it work with this 8x10 canvas. And this is a canvas that was already painted. I didn't like the painting, so I'm reusing it. So I actually had to make the green paint pretty opaque so that it would cover the gray. The blob paints have to be a little thicker than your normal paint. Actually, they have to be a lot thicker. So I am trying a new recipe, which was 1 part Elmer's glue all to 1.5 parts paint, and then 1/4 part of Liquitex Gloss Medium. I hope that makes sense. And after you mix blob paint, you need to let them rest upside down so that the air bubbles are gone from the tip of the bottle. These are 4 to 6 ounce bottles that I have. I think I got them off Amazon, and I'll try to find the link and put it in the description. Oh my gosh, I cannot get the gloves on because it is so hot, and then I can't get the decal off the paper with the gloves on, so I had to take those off. This is a mess. And this little girl is so cute, and I love her blowing the bubbles. So I need to find some bigger sizes of these decals. The one person I bought them from doesn't carry the larger sizes. And I think I decided to put her on the little 8-inch side so that there's more room for the bubbles to float up. And she didn't come with instructions on how to apply the vinyl, so I'm trying to figure this out as I go. So Lee over at Massey Art Studios does some blob paintings, and he cut the little bottoms off his plastic cups for storing your paint bottles upside down, which was completely genius. And I had these little plastic shot glass size cups, and they were perfect for holding these bottles upside down and not tipping over. So I'm going to start with the yellow. You want to hold the tip of the bottle in the paint and then squeeze. I let go of the bottle before I pull it away from the paint. You'll end up with maybe this little nipple, and usually it goes away, it flattens out if your paint is mixed to the right consistency. Once these paints dried, I discovered that in my yellow and pink it didn't flatten out like it should. The blue and purple were mixed the exact same way, and they flattened out just right. So obviously there's a density issue. So on the first day, I put down the first layer, and I will let it dry for a day or two before coming back to do the second layer. And you do this because you want it to be fully dry. That way your paints don't mix together. They actually lay one on top of the other. And you'll see I do a mix of sizes because you know when you blow bubbles, you get different sizes, right? And you definitely want a torch. You want to make sure there's no air bubbles. Even though they have sat overnight, you can still get air in there. Welcome to day 2. I'm going to add a little bit of water to the yellow and the pink to kind of thin them a little more, just enough so they don't leave that little nipple on their blobs. And what I really should have done was add the water and then let the paint sit for another 24 hours to make sure it was mixed and to get make sure there was no air bubbles. So I think I'm going to put the blue on top of the pink. You can see that the blue dried a little darker than it was in the bottle. The other colors dried pretty true to the wet color. Now I'm going to do the purple over the yellow and then yellow over the purple. I didn't plan to do the colors this way, but I don't want the pink or yellow on top of each other because of that little peak they had. I'm afraid that they just won't flatten properly. I'm going to add a few more blobs. and then I'll add a second layer to those blobs on day 3. This is a little picnic tent that is meant to cover food, but it works wonders for keeping bugs out of paintings because it is mesh and air can still flow through for drying. So there isn't actually a day 3. I started recording and somehow the camera turned itself off, so day 3 never actually finished recording. So this is the finished painting with the 3rd layer, and I kind of like it. It was a good practice piece. I